So my name's Cameron. I'm the owner of Outlaw Overland here in Kent, Washington. Cody's the other owner. You'll see him too sometimes when you're here. We specialize in vehicle maintenance, aftermarket component installs, so like lift kits, wheels, tires, lighting, and custom fabrication, bumpers, solid axle swaps. Anything of that nature is what we do here at Outlaw. When I was a kid, my dad would always take us out like off-roading in his old Toyota 4Runner. He had like a first-gen 1985 Toyota 4Runner, and as I got older, I wanted to build my own, so when I was 16, I got my first 4Runner. Started building trucks like that. Fast forward a little bit, I meet Cody, the other co-owner here. Back then we were, just being kids. I had him weld up some differentials for me so we could be idiots and drift our little Toyota pickups and stuff like that. Anyways, it kind of formed a friendship, and I started working for Cody because him and his dad had an off-road shop. His dad was kind of wanting to get this business out of his shop. Me and Cody kind of fired up like an idea plan where we'd start something like what we got here. So originally it was just building off-road trucks. It was only that, lift kits, sometimes or whatever, but mainly fabrication and, building, I guess, extreme rock crawlers or extreme wheelers or whatever. And just through the years and being around vehicles my whole life, it's kind of developed a skill set in being just like a mechanic or whatever. And it never really was supposed to be that. It was supposed to be just an off-road shop. Now we're kind of at the point where it's like, well, let's just full into it because it's a skill that not a lot of people around here know how to do, and not a lot of people really trust diesel shops. So I kind of pride ourselves into being honest with people up front and not trying to like get the most money out of them as I can. I'm just straightforward with them about anything I see and what's wrong with their vehicles and what I think really needs to be replaced and what doesn't. So I think that's kind of where the trust kind of came from with people. And now we're here, we're doing, I got an engine swap over there, someone I don't really know. I got a Ford out front that I'm doing probably cab off, reseal the engine that I don't know the guy at all. I would say that's kind of just how it got to where it's at now. It's just word of mouth, and I think that's probably the best publicity you can get. I'm a firm believer that higher mileage vehicles, when it comes to diesels, are probably in better condition than the low mileage ones. And the reason I say that is because I've seen people come in with like 20-year-old diesel trucks that they're like only 60, 70,000 miles on them, but everything's leaking. They got issues, injector issues, stuff like that. And I think the big problem with it is just they're not driving them and keeping them up to date on the maintenance and stuff like that. You just let something sit, it's just gonna rot. The seals dry rot and stuff like that. So when it comes to your diesel trucks, the maintenance side is very important. I personally change my diesel oil every 5,000 miles. I change my fuel filter every 15,000 miles. It's important to make sure the maintenance is kept up with on your vehicle. Neglecting it will only make you end up in a place like this where I'm telling you need to replace your engine, or $10,000 for a CP4 failure or whatever,